Jackie was just such a fully formed, beautiful person. And I think that even in any even action role, whatever, I want to bring that level of vulnerability and a human being to the front. Because it's not really about this shell, it's about what's inside, and that's what I really wanted to bring out for Jackie.
I love this movie. This is right up my alley. I didn't know anything about it going in, and I'm so happy I didn't because it hit me and it was everything I love about cinema. Rose, Love Lies Bleeding is 180 departure from your first film, The Brilliant Saint Maud, but they do both share some themes, people trying to transform themselves and the power dynamic of intimate relationships. Can you talk about what influenced the story for this film?
I co-wrote this one with Veronica Tafilska, whereas Saint Maud I wrote by myself. So I think we probably influenced each other a lot when we were writing it. And, I went to her with a very embryonic version of the idea. And then it was just sort of trying not hold back and just try to entertain each other and surprise each other. And that's what led us where we've ended up.
Now, Kristen, this film explores the gray areas of love, and Lou's desire to protect the one she loved knows no bounds. What initially attracted you to the character of Lou? And what were your first thoughts when you read the script?
Lou is harboring a lot. There's we don't learn much about what that is until we actually already really like her and love her, kind of just for her weird idiosyncrasies. But then you kind of realize her twitchiness or her sort of defensiveness or nonverbal communication skills come from really dark places that she's ashamed of. And to meet that person and then watch them fall head over heels in love with someone is funny and weird.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think playing this kind of feeble, smoking, kind of barely alive person get woken up by someone just so vivacious.
Sure.
And then also being I'm a good guy. I'm a noble, righteous person who wants to do all the right things. But what, right and wrong is that it barely exists. It changes every 10 years. You know what I mean?
Sure.
What does that actually mean? And so just watching her kind of fight for her right to be a tender, loving thing is sweet. And it's not noble and it's not righteous, but it is relatable.
It is definitely relatable, definitely.
Yeah.
Now, Katy, can you talk about playing Jackie, physically tapping into such a strong, literal female character and what you wanted to bring to the role that went beyond the page?
I feel like when you have a strong looking body, people tend to think that that's just all you are.
Sure.
It's just this kind of lunk that walks around. And Jackie was just such a fully formed, beautiful person. And I think that even in any even action role, whatever, I want to bring that level of vulnerability and a human being to the front. Because it's not really about this shell, it's about what's inside. And that's what I really wanted to bring out for Jackie. It's a story about someone who desperately wants to be loved, and it's fucking sad. It's just really heartbreaking. And I think a lot of people feel that. And yeah, I just I loved her.
She's lovable.
Despite it all.
Rose, I love Mulholland Drive. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, but I definitely picked up some Mulholland Drive energy from this film. Can you talk about some of your cinematic influences for this movie?
Yeah, we stole the name Winky's, the diner.
Yes, that's my first thing that I was like, oh, that's...
I think our producers didn't realize until we were filming it. Me and Veronica were like, oh yeah, we nicked that. They're like, oh, homage. Yeah, I mean, there's probably a lot of stuff like that inevitably seeps in. And I think particularly given where the film takes place and when, there's so many famous films that leap to mind with ease. So in a way, to sort of not get too self-conscious about it, I tried to sort of not overly pinpoint those things. I mean, I'd never seen Thelma and Louise until after making this film.
Oh, wow.
Well, it's one of those ones, it's kind of it's such a famous film. It's one of those ones you sort of feel like you've seen without seeing it. But I knew that there would be crossover story-wise, and I sort of didn't want to get self-conscious about it. So, I didn't watch that. I didn't revisit any of the other sort of biggies that come to mind. Put my head in the sand and go, la, 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 yes, let's do my own thing, and just follow the characters.
Well, all of you did an incredible job. I love this movie. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.